What is truth? What is truth? What is truth? Truth is love.
You know, every time I hear that theme, I say to myself, why in the world did I give that track away? That track is banging.
Because it's very much so, but so am I. And what I'm saying is that track fits me so well. I mean, the fact that it has its truth, and truth is love, it fits the theme of the show. So I really do appreciate you that for that. However,
Mm.
thank you so much. Thank you, all the audience members, for tuning in to another episode of Truth, Honesty, and Transparency.
Hey, Brandon.
And hello, Brandy. And tonight's episode is about compatibility versus a connection versus chemistry.
Mm.
My thing of it is that to me, you have to have all three. I found myself in a situation to where I had a chemistry and connection and tried to force the compatibility, and it ended up in a disaster.
That's an absolute fact. So let's get into it. So let's start off with some definitions.
Mhm.
Compatibility, according to Webster's, a state in which two things are able to exist or occur together without problems or conflict. The thing about that definition is when you're dealing with human beings, because we're imperfect, I will say little to no problems or conflict, because there's going to always be something.
Yes, it is. But the thing of it is being compatible puts you in a position to talk through and
Right.
find a happy medium
Mhm.
and to be able to mitigate your problems and conflict, because it's inevitable.
That is
We
true.
are who we are. We're going to disagree. Those who think you're not are highly
Mhm.
delusional, and you're going to be single for the rest of your fucking life. So let's just get that out the way. Because think about it, people are forever changing.
Mhm.
Well, no. Let me take that back. People are forever evolving. One of the things that I've said to those who try to talk to me is grow with me, don't change on me. And when I say
Mhm.
don't change on me, the world around us is ever changing. However, the core essence of you should stay the same. You should mature from that, learn from that, and evolve from that. But you at the core should never change, which means that you fed me bullshit if you do.
Okay, we're going to come back to that. Trust and believe, we're going to come back to that. Okay, so the definition of connection, a relationship in which a person, thing, or idea is linked or associated with something else. You know, I can definitely see that. Apparently, B. Sharice agrees with you. She said what she said. That's true. And so the last definition, what is chemistry? Simply put, the feeling of chemistry with another person is that of connection. It's a draw to someone else that makes you want more of them. That doesn't have to be in a romantic relationship context, though that is the way we most often use the word.
That's correct.
So,
However, what I can say is that the chemistry that you and I have, the give and
right.
take, the creative
Mhm.
chemistry
Absolutely.
is phenomenal.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't trade it for the world. That's in a creative sense. But as I was saying before, is that what I do realize is people get things misconstrued, and they're always trying to force someone off of one element. To
Right.
me, all three of those matter because all three of those align. Syzygy, SYGY, no, SYZYGY is the scientific term for when the planets align. Syzygy. That's my nerdy. Yeah, I had to put that out there. That was my SAT word in order for me to get into Stanford, y'all.
I knew this was gonna be a good show. Said Stanford. And what? It only took 5 minutes. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a great one.
I have never said anything about Stanford.
That's
So
what I'm saying. This was like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, we own one tonight.
But what I'm saying is the syzygy. It matters when it comes to a connection, your chemistry and compatibility. To me, all three of those are necessary. One without the other, trying to force, to me, you're going to lose. But with all of that, just because I have a sense of familiarity with you, doesn't mean I still don't have to learn you.
I have a theory on that because I don't care if it's a job. I don't care if it's a coworker or if it's a potential mate. You never meet the real person initially.
At first.
And that's what I'm saying. You never meet them. And what I say is you always meet the stunt double.
Well, however, comma, if you're like me and don't give two shits, like I want you to decide, because to me it's too much work to pretend. It's too much work to pull out my representative when I know that my mouth can be a little slick sometimes.
Who, you? Never.
Yeah. When I know my mouth can be a little slick sometimes. When I know for a fact that I don't respond well to bullshit, wasting of my time and excuses. So I'm going to let you know that up front. See, what I find is it sounds good in theory. People say they can handle that. Right. Until we're in the thick of it and now it's reality and now I'm really calling you out on your shit. Like, that's not who you said you were going to be to me. However, I've been the same. I have never wavered from who the hell I was. I said I was for you. Now I'm for you. However, you kind of shaky. The ref got holes in. I'm starting to see a little bit of Titanic in this bitch. Starting to see a little holes punched.
We'll say, wait a minute, where is water coming from?
And not only where the water is coming from, I'm literally trying to reach inside to do what's necessary to try to save us. So I'm scooping the water out. But bitch, you are putting the water back in. Like, you're sabotaging us on purpose because, like I said, you lied. You wanted to force some shit. And I don't think people can really handle when you put them in their face. You know, Michael Jackson, you literally hold up the mirror and say, what you told to me was a lie. It's a lot of shit we got to work on. Now, I'm willing to do the work, but are you? That's where that compatibility comes in, to say I'm willing to compromise. Right. I'm willing to admit my flaws and actually do that hard work, or shadow work is what they call it.
Yeah, but I mean, in the beginning, though, I think because of where we are as a society, in the beginning, nobody believes the other person. So whether or not you come across as genuine up front and this is what you see is kind of what you get, the status quo, the norm is always, I got to meet the stunt double. I don't meet the real you. And a lot of times, depending upon what atmosphere or what environment you're meeting this person, one of the reasons that you'll see the stunt double is because they don't know who they are.
That, that always goes back to, that's the core.
You get what I'm saying?
Every
they don't
conversation.
Know. It really is.
The truth, honesty, and transparency is not only, so the title of this show and the platform of this show is not only about being that with others, but most importantly, it's about being that with yourselves.
Facts. That
is the actual lexicon of this show. Lexicon is actually the foundation.
Is that Stanford word number 2?
That's
here we go, man. Here we go.
Don't make me snort. Don't have these people knowing that when something is extra funny, I snort. You know what? Fuck it. I snort. When things are extra funny to me, yes, I give a little piggy snort.
It's all good. It's all good.
But yes. Yeah. So what I have found is that, to me, I know I have my flaws. Like, I am fallible to my core, and one of them, I lack patience. But not patience to rush a situation. I lack the patience I don't have an issue with the process. but I lack patience for the bullshit in order to get it started. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And
Okay,
I think it comes with maturity, and it comes with what your goals are. What are you trying to accomplish? And a lot of times, and I'm pretty sure because I've known you this long that you would agree, if you state what you actually want up front, you can get a lot further than showing up with the stunt double trying to be the reflection of who you think I want.
however, the caveat to that is being honest if you are capable and have the bandwidth to give it at this moment. Because I will respect you more if you say, you know what, Kels, I really like you. I want to be with you. But however, the man that you're looking for, I'm not that yet. I'm a work in progress. But as we progress, I promise you, I will come up there with you. Right now, I'm just midway. But don't lie to me and tell me that you can be this. And now I'm expecting this because I've told you that you have to come up here because I'm not playing in fucking steerage for anyone. Those are the first to fucking drown. I'm not going down there to subpar level. That I don't even, I'm not comfortable with mediocrity. Do you know what I'm saying? That's not me. So because my standard for myself is high, how do you think my standard is going to be for the person who I choose to bring in to walk this journey with me? It's going to be as equally high. I'm not going to ask him to do, or I'm not going to ask them to do anything that I wouldn't do.
Facts.
However, I'm not going to accept less anyway. I'll walk away from, I'll burn this whole bitch down. I'll walk away from it all and give two shits about what the fuck the outcome is. As long as I have my mental peace, I'm willing to start over. Because I have a lot of start overs in me as long as my eyes pop open every morning.
You know, it's a scene, you know, we can't play clips on this show because YouTube will ding us again. But there's a scene there's a scene in the movie The Dark Knight when Heath Ledger was playing the Joker. And
okay. I thought you was about to say you merely adopted the doc.
Oh, no,
I was born into it.
I like that. I got to sample that one, but there's
adopted the darkness.
There's a scene with. You're funny too. And you got to stop doing that because you know I'm old and I'll forget it. I forget my thought. Heath Ledger played the Joker in Dark Knight, and there's a scene where he's stolen all of the gangsters in Gotham City. He's stolen all their money, and he got a big giant tower of money behind him. And he says, it's not really about the money. And he set it all on fire.
Because it was about the principles.
Exactly. And
it's about the actual rules to this game. That is where he said, because that's what I try to tell people. It's not I don't give a fuck what you did. It's about the principles, your intent behind what you did. You can say that wasn't your intention, but bitch, you showed in your actions. So don't give me that shit. Right.
And at the end of the day, it's really, there are certain personalities, and we're not going to call any names here now, are we? There are certain personalities that have what I call that Nero switch, that when it's flicked, I need to see everything burn to the ground now. You know what I mean? I need to see it dismantled because you weren't honest with me.
But that's where the beginning, this is what I tell every dude, everyone, every male or female that I talk to. Trust me when I say it's not worth lying to me. You get a whole lot further with me if you just tell me the fucking truth. Period. I'm not as old as you, but I'm light years ahead of you. And it's not about years. That light years, let me explain this. That's not about time. It's about distance. So if I got to slow down for you to catch up, then say that shit. However, I don't like to repeat myself twice. So how about you take a pen and pad and write down my do's and don'ts? Why are you laughing at me?
Because ladies and gentlemen, let me just say, the short time that I have known Kelja, this is actually accurate, and I can see her saying this to somebody, and I can see some person looking at them like, I
What
know
the
this
fuck?
Negro did not just ask me to get a pen and a piece of paper to
But I
write down
did.
my do's and my don'ts. But
My
this
do's,
is
her
accurate.
do's and don'ts, because I'm not gonna play with you. Because it's two things that I do not like wasted, and that's my time, three. Time, effort, and investment. And my investments sometimes come with monetary value. And though I can get that back, that's not the fucking point. The point of it is that if I chose you to be here, then act fucking accordingly, because yeah, the flip side of that is not so good for you. I'm gonna be okay with it.
Right.
Because the thing of it is, like I tell people all the time, bitch, you negotiated these terms. I'm just the closer.
That's when I'm gonna start
Understand
calling
that
you.
shit.
That's when I'm gonna
Understand
start
that
calling
shit.
you. You're the closer.
Yeah, you negotiate these terms. I'm just the fucking closer. So I'm giving you what you asked for. I'm just not giving it to you the way you thought it would play out. No, I'm giving it to you exactly how the fuck you asked for. You gave it to me raw, so I'm about to shred you. Period.
Mm.
And I'm okay with that. The problem is can you be okay with that? That's the real question.
Nobody, no, and you know what? I'm gonna be. If I would be transparent,
Mhm.
nobody really knows how okay you are with that until it actually happens to you.
Like
You
I
know what I'm
said,
saying? Yeah.
people say things in theory. In theory, it
Mhm.
sounds good. But when
Right.
you're getting in the thick of it and the reality, it really shows you who you are. However, the compatibility, the compatibility,
Yeah, because that wasn't
the
a Stanford
chemistry,
word.
it was not. The compatibility, the chemistry, and the connection, it all matters, because when those are aligned, the syzygy
Hmm.
are aligned, it gives you the tools and mechanics.
Right.
It's literally, as her said, either you learn me or I'm a lesson. Here lately, I've always been a fucking lesson.
Hmm.
Don't play with me, because
Right.
you're not willing to do the fucking work, which I'm gonna show you that you're gonna fail every time you come up against someone like myself. Be it my age, I don't give a shit about it being my age.
Hmm.
My age doesn't matter in this. What matter is how I represent myself, and me being a woman of my word. That's all I have. I don't have any balls, so I can't Tony Montana this shit and say all I got is my word and my balls. I just got my word and my titties. So if we're gonna do 2 and 2,
That's the first for this show.
but what I'm saying is the connection sometimes happen when you first meet someone.
Absolutely.
The chemistry stems from that connection. However, the compatibility is revealed when you start going through the thick of it.
Okay.
And I say that because the compatibility will let you know, if this is a person who's going to sit down and talk it out, or are they going to explode? Because mind you, the connection and chemistry is what make it feel good. The compatibility is actually the work.
Okay, so let's put
Does
this
that make
equation.
sense?
Absolutely.
Does that make sense? Okay.
Absolutely. Let's put this equation to the test.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to think about a failed relationship, and it doesn't have to
I already
necessarily
just
be.
damn told you.
No. Hold on. It don't have to be romantic. It can be friend. It could be job. It could be whatever the case.
I can tell
If
you
you
all
could
three.
think back, if you could think back to what was in the beginning, what was the compatible level, what was the chemistry level, and what was the connection level, now that you know that it didn't end well.
Yes, so I can tell you.
Mhm.
Okay, so as far as a romantic, the last relationship I had, the chemistry and the connection felt good. But he didn't know how to communicate, which was the compatibility level. He shut down on me. Even though I was there for him, I did everything that was necessary. That was literally demise, his bullshit, and his lack of honesty. Even though I told you what I needed, truth, honesty, and transparency, like I don't, that's just not for my show. That's just not a title. Those are the things that I live by. So we crashed and burned. Actually, I left. I was just like, fuck it. I don't need this. I gotta go because my mental peace is worth far more. You can't pay the VIG on my mental. If you don't know what that is, that's the interest on a bet. Yeah, that comes from my Italian background. So
I was gonna say that. I'm so glad you said it, so I ain't gotta get in trouble. Because I was
That's
like,
the VIG.
don't say it, don't say it, don't say it.
Yeah, so that's what the VIG is. However, work related. It's a job that I had. It was paying like fuck it. I don't have a job anymore, so I can say it was paying me like 173K a year. And on paper, it looked great. The connection and the chemistry was there because they said all the right things to woo me. I left a job to go there. I was at that job 45 damn days because the compatibility wasn't there. They wanted me to suppress who the hell I am and not be so vocal. That shit doesn't sound right to fucking me. If I'm going to be a consultant, you can't tell me to shut the hell up. I'm not doing that. So,
right.
First time ever, I got fired. I got let go. It was within my 90 days, so they severed the relationship, which equates to me being fired. The second job out of that, I took out of because at the time, not necessarily the lifestyle that I was living, because I've never lived before my means, but however, the debt that I had taken on because of that last relationship, I went into another situation. This bitch was in Wyoming, and I knew it wasn't right, but I still took it because the pay was good. Because the pay was good. And it ended up in a disaster. Me tells me when shit isn't good for me.
Right.
But I needed something right then and there, so I took it. It ended up in a disaster.
Wow. So wait a minute. You just touched on something. You already knew that it was going to be bad, but you needed something.
Yes, but that's even with the relationship. Me told me a long time ago that he was a piece of shit. But I just wanted something to work, not out of desperation. I needed to prove me wrong, but god damn it, me is never wrong to me. These bitches that's up in here be knowing.
You said these?
It's about 4. You have Kimberly. You have myself. Who's the business person? You have Kelja, you know, the lighthearted person, and then you have Kels that don't really give a shit about shit. Then you have my last name, the Mrs., who will literally is nothing but she's a cutthroat person. She just doesn't deal with too many people. However, all of them told me, bitch, what are you doing? Like, and after it was done, all they sit back and said, we told you. Now you gotta lick our rooms. Now we gotta put you back together again. Like fucking Humpty Dumptress. Goofy bitch. That's what they told me. You goofy bitch.
Wow.
However, what I was leading with was a connection in chemistry, but there was no compatibility there.
Somebody done attacked. Sounds like a Gemini.
How about you eat ass?
Wait a minute, you can't do that.
Cause don't do that to my sign. Don't do
that. 1 second. The views and opinions of Kelja the Princess Goddess do not necessarily reflect those of Blast Media and Blast Music 247.
It's not about that. Like, why? So we're gonna do a segment that's on Gemini. I mean, that's on Zodiacs, and I want to know why my sign is the most hated sign, because it really is.
I don't think so. I really don't think so.
The top 3 are Gemini's first, then Scorpios, then Leos, and then your sign is kind of at the bottom, and the least hated sign are Pisces. And Jay Blaze, don't do that. Don't sit up there. I apologize for telling you to eat ass or kiss ass, but I really don't. But I really don't apologize. But you didn't deserve that, but you kind of did. So I'm not really apologizing. It just sound good for the rating. Because I can't lie. So
Nero sat back and watched Rome burn. So anyway.
But what I was saying is, so for instance, so let's think about this. Not too long ago, I met someone. Actually, it was like 2016. I met someone. And when I tell you we had amazing chemistry, connection, and compatibility, we had all three. However, he lived in a different state. I was traveling. I was more career focused. He had just started a job. And yeah, we didn't put in the time and effort. Fast forward. Even though we still have that, he's been with his current for 4 freaking years. So there's no chance at all. All because we didn't put in the necessary effort in the beginning and actually make time. So.
Right. Wow.
So now he has to try to come up with a Kelja number 2. It's never gonna happen.
Which is impossible. Not only is it impossible, but God would never do that to us. There can't be 2 of you.
Let me tell you. Did I tell you that I asked my dad and my brothers, like, what would you? Because mind you, I'm the only girl child. Are you listening? The only girl child.
That makes all the sense in the world now. It's so clear to me now.
I'm the only girl child and the only girl grandchild.
Oh, that just makes all that. You know what? It's coming into focus. Keep talking. It's coming into focus.
So I asked them, all of them, my dad, my brothers, my boy cousins. I was like, how would you feel if I would have been twins? Like if it would have been June 16th around here. That was like, the fuck? That would have been a disaster.
That would have been literally like 2 Thanoses, 2 Infinity Gauntlets, and all 10 of the Infinity Stones. Yes, that's exactly what that is.
So they was like, we're just happy that it's just 1. I'm like, but what if it was 2 and I absorbed the other? So now my superpowers have multiplied.
Kelja to the 2nd power. Yeah, it's time for the blast artist of the week. I saw my life and the life of the rest of the 7 billion people on Earth flash before my eyes. It is now time for the blast artist of the week. We have Lily Lorraine with incredible, because boy, that's an incredible thought.
But what if I had a daughter and she was a mini-me?
Oh,
Why are you so even?
Oh, we got to talk about that when we get on the other side of this break. Here we go, y'all. Lily Lorraine, incredible.
Incredible. You're so incredible. I feel so high. Can't feel the ground I'm walking on no more. I'm gonna touch the sky. You know the things that I need. I'm up and out of space, and I can hardly breathe. You like touch me and keep me up all night with me and hold me oh so tight. You're so incredible. You know I'm wanting more of this. Touch me and give me one more kiss. Kiss me and show me all you is. You're so incredible, incredible. Incredible, 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 incredible. Let me take control of your body. Sit back and let you see. Take, make this moment last. Time will never stand still for no one. Please don't watch it pass. You do all the things you know I like. Touch me and keep me up all night. Caress me and hold me up so tight. You're so incredible. You know I'm wanting more of this. Touch me and give me one more kiss. Bless me and show me all your grace. You're so incredible, 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 incredible. I'm wanting more of this. Touch me and give me one more kiss. Caress me and show me all your ways. You're so incredible, 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 incredible.
Incredible.
And that was Lily Lorraine with Incredible. If you are an independent artist, content creator, or even a stand-up comedian, go to www.blastmusic247.com and complete a free profile, and let's get your work to the masses. Blast Music 247, changing the industry one artist at a time.
One artist at a time.
So we got some comments, but I'm scared.
I see. No, go ahead. Do it.
No, I don't want to. No, please don't.
do it.
No, no,
I
no.
am.
Please don't do that.
I am gonna do
Come
it.
on. Oh God.
So the thing of it is that you will never be saved. You will always be a minion and be our
Here's what's funny, because you asked a question right before the break.
Yes.
This is how I see you if you had a daughter.
Yes.
And I refer to movies because that's just what I do.
Mhm.
Jurassic Park 2, there's a scene where the T-Rex is on an oil tanker and it's got his baby on the oil tanker, and there's a dude that's about to die, and the T-Rex is teaching the baby how to hunt and how to be a predator.
Did you just fucking call me a T-Rex?
I called you an apex predator.
Okay, first and foremost, can I be a velociraptor? Because they're smart.
You're
That's
absolutely right. I can see that.
Yeah,
But
can I be a velociraptor?
you be the one where it's like she killed all the other ones.
Because what I cannot do is be a short-armed, deformed T-Rex. So can I please be a velociraptor? Because they are highly intelligent.
You are missing
and they
the
study
entire.
people.
Now I understand that I'm gonna pay for this comment, but you're missing the entire point. If you had a daughter that you could put all of your dark energy into, whew,
I would not teach my baby to be dark.
that's not how
I
you
would
know.
try. But my
Neros are
thing of
not.
it
No.
is-
Neros are not never taught. They're born.
See, but this is the thing. We're forged in the Mount of Doom. You know what that is? Where did I just go with it?
The Mount of Doom.
Doom. Mount Mordor. Where did I just go with that?
Oh God, Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
But
We're forged in the fire. But what I'm saying is, so when I was younger, yeah, it thrilled me to crush people. Like that fueled my soul. However, as I got older, I saw no benefit from that. And I found myself, it was just me. And I know that, unfortunately we need people. So you have to be connected with people, and being isolated. Remember, we talked about this. The worst thing
Right.
you can ever do is isolate someone. So
True.
I didn't want to do self-isolation.
Mhm.
So I changed. I dealt with my demons. I did the shadow work. And I
Mhm.
started to be a little nicer and accepting.
Now-
Not of bullshit.
Right. Now,
Not
I'm
of
gonna be.
idiocy. Not of
I'm-
idiocy or stupidity.
I'm
Don't
gonna
ever
keep
do
it.
that.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you.
Please do.
I would be honored if you or someone like you were mentoring my daughter.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Because in this day and age, there's a part of, especially with our kids, especially with our young princesses,
Mhm.
there is a part that needs to be taught how to really hunt, how to really position yourself, when to turn on the aggression, when to turn off the aggression. Um, Gooch, I'm
The
trying to
thing
save
of
my.
it is, no, but the thing of it
I'm
is
trying to
I get
save you,
it
Gooch. Don't do it.
because.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What were you saying?
No, but I was just gonna say that there needs to be more of that mentorship, especially when, as we're moving into this digital age where corporate and digital and everything is blurring. You still need those survival techniques. You need to know how to code switch, because a lot of our young people don't know how to code switch. They don't know how to. Okay, I'm gonna speak like I'm from Philly today, but I'm going to Wall Street tomorrow. It's like,
Oh, trust
and
me.
so yeah,
I tell people all the time, please don't tap that bitch on her shoulder, because she will give you what you're asking for. The Philly is just surface deep. And
See,
I'm
here's-
okay I'm
yeah.
okay to be a Sith fucking Lord when necessary. I can be a Jedi when you're good, but I can be a Sith Lord and really destroy you. Don't do that. And D-Ray can come over here. D-Ray don't have to come to the dark side, because the dark side is within. It's just called to the surface when necessary.
That is a fact, and those who know me know that is actually very accurate.
What I have literally known of you. What I have known of you is, in certain ways, like you say, you see me. Boy, if he don't totally kiss my entire woogie
I got it.
ass.
I got it. I got him. I got it. Because you know what's going to happen, Gooch, because you're going to be on blast next, and I got you. Just understand, you asked for this. But please continue, Princess.
Okay, anyway, what I will not do, I will not acknowledge the peasantry, the bullshit, and the fuckery. I refuse to swim in swamp water today.
Facts.
So I will not address the reptilian. And I said a lot without saying very much.
You did, and that was masterful. That
you.
was masterful.
I have that skill, honey.
Hey, what's good? Man. So here's the question. So we're talking about, why don't this comment go away? Okay. So once again, we're talking about compatibility, connection, and chemistry. Here's a question, and this answer probably will take us out for the rest of the show.
Yes.
In your definition, start off, what is a soulmate?
So go ahead. What is a soulmate? I'm sorry if I cut you off.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. Let's start there. What's a soulmate?
So what people fail to realize is a soulmate isn't just romantic. A soulmate can be on a platonic level, and when I explain this, hopefully people understand. Like, I believe you, sir, you and Miss Lena together, since I'm split down the middle, are my creative soulmates. You know what I'm saying?
I could see that.
And I like it because what I do value is the honesty. Trust me when I say these two will not allow me to slide with shit.
Who, me? Come on.
The eyes don't do it. The smile doesn't do it. The dimples don't do it. I love that because they are 100% honest with me, truthful with me, and transparent with me. And the thing of it is that's what I require in my circle. So I want to say I appreciate that from you. Pacino, my dog, is my first soulmate. When I tell you that dog totally understands me, he know when to leave me the hell alone, when to come towards me, when I need a level of comfort, when he needs to nudge under me. That is my canine soulmate. My job, the job that I have now, is my professional soulmate, and the people who report to me are my professional soulmates because they actually get me. I only have to say things once and they get it. The thing that I am truly lacking, and when it comes to my money making soulmates, I have a lot of irons in the fire that are producing.
I like it. We need to talk more about that one day, but keep going.
However, the one thing that is apparent to me is actually finding that romantic partner, because I won't lie, my standards are high, but it's not unattainable. I just expect you to be who the hell you say you are, period. And it seems like the easiest thing to ask for, the most simple things, but I find the most simplest things are the hardest to attain. I just want you to be what the fuck you say you are. Move like you say you move. If you say you for me, then fucking be for me the same way that I'm be for you. It's the same way I would be for you. I don't have a problem with that. So that's the thing that I'm finding hard to find. But all of my others, those that bring out the best in me, that actually keep me level and keep me honest with ours and truthful with me, them, and our situation, those are the people that I love. Those that's going to hold me accountable and not allow me to get away with bullshit, I respect them more. And I don't want yes men or yes women around me. So when someone tells me, Kels, you full of shit, I go through my mental Rolodex and I'm like, I can see how you saw that.
But there still needs to be, hold on, there still needs to be a level of connection.
Yes, it does, but that's what I'm saying.
Right,
but that's what I'm saying.
Because if somebody that you beefing with, you know, in your situation, the situation that you just talked about, the messenger does matter. You know, because there's
actually the messenger matters because I like direct. I would accept direct with respect. Don't come talking reckless to me because my disrespect knows no top or bottom. Period.
That's a fact.
And I don't give a shit if Blast Man says what did he say? I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means.
And somebody said, okay. Why they coming for you today in the comment section? Wait, breathe.
The point of the fact is I don't give two shits. See, that's the thing. What others think about me does not move me. In fact, let me tell you this. Today, I was talking to two of my I was talking to my senior director and my director today, right? And she said in her interviews, one of the things that she always one of the things that she has always asked was one of the things she asked potential candidates for managers and supervisors are what did she say? Tell me one thing. What is the first what is the first perception that people have of you? But she posed that to me as the AVP. And I was honest with you. I was like, I don't give a shit what people think about me. And she was like, well, you know, I would have passed on you because this is a team oriented. I was like, but you're not understanding me. I can take constructive criticism if it applies. I've done the work, so I know me. I know that I can be stubborn as hell. I have no patience. And when I believe something, until you can show me another way, I'm going to dig in. I don't give two shits if it is not germane. That is another SAT word. If it's not germane to the conversation.
So okay, wait a minute. I'm keeping score. You 3-1. You 3-1.
Okay, but we're about to get 5 for 1. We're about to get 5 for 5. If it's not germane to the situation, I don't give a shit. Let's keep it focused on the topic at hand. What this will not become is a running diatribe.
Boy, whoever invented the SAT is proud of you.
This will not become a running diatribe. So you can take that pernicious behavior.
There we go.
And get the freak on with that.
Okay, so that right there, that wasn't collegiate, but it still was effective.
What, the pernicious behavior or this?
That.
Oh, this is very collegiate.
But here,
collegiate.
It's very collegiate. Very colonic. Maybe not collegiate.
No, it transcends over to all levels. From the collegiate
to the colonic. Anyway, wait a minute.
It literally go from your formative years to your adolescent to your molding to collegiate to your professional. So it all means the same.
But before we descend, just a conversation. Do you think that it's always necessary to date, be involved, or marry, whatever the case may be, with your soulmate? Do you think that is always necessary, that you have to be with your soulmate for your relationship to have a chance? What do you think?
No, because the thing of it is, just because someone feeds your soul, that same person can be depleting at the same time. You can feed me and take away from me all in the same breath. It's like those backhanded compliments. Oh my God, you are created to your race. I don't even know what the fuck that means, but okay. Yeah. Or you're so cute for a caramel skin girl. What the fuck?
Right.
You know, you're very articulate. What the fuck does that mean? You see what I'm saying?
It means you know the Queen's English.
Oh, do I now?
Yeah, so it's like I can see that's one of the lessons that I think I've learned is that just because somebody's your soulmate, that don't necessarily mean that you're not going to have situations where y'all disagree. It's really what it is. It's about you understand that person. Like there are some people that the learning curve to understand them is very steep, and it takes a minute, and it does take patience. It does take effort. But your soulmate, on the other hand, you understand them like 100% from the jump.
You do the understanding and the familiarity. The familiarity is there. However, that still doesn't mean that you don't have to do the work to learn them.
Facts.
Because just because the familiarity is things that I see that are the same within you and me, we may respond to the thing a certain way. That is maybe surface levels 1, 2. But when we get to the subcutaneous level.
Okay, I got a master's and I didn't even know what that was. So you go ahead and define that.
Subcutaneous level, that's the level of skin before we get to the bone. We got the dermis, which is the skin, the epidermis, which is to the I think the pink, and the subcutaneous level is when we get to that white meat that's right before the bone. So when we get to the subcutaneous level, we require two different things.
I was thinking of being sarcastic, but then that was actually pretty deep. Yeah, that was actually profound.
That was profound.
Because I was about to say, does the look on my face say that I care about that? I was really just being facetious. I got one, but
does it not make sense now?
Absolutely.
So
you know,
when people,
yeah,
yes.
go ahead.
But people feel so. Most people these days that don't last, they're just at the dermis level, which is the superficial. They may go one level deep, which is the epidermis. But how many people stick around to get to the subcutaneous level?
Right.
To actually really know you, to know how you move and function.
Somebody said she dropping those Stephen A. Smith words on us. I don't think she's making up words. Stephen A. Smith, that's a different animal. She ain't making up words. And her forehead ain't that big.
Women with big foreheads are the most attractive. And women with the deeper voices are more successful, i.e. Oprah, Michelle Obama. I can name a few. Beyonce, Rihanna. We have deeper voices. That means we project and we walk with a level of confidence, baby. But what I'm saying is not too many people stick around for the subcutaneous level of
Right.
who you are to really know. But the thing about that, it's a gift and a curse. For those who do stick around, they know your buttons, they know your triggers. The mature thing is not to push those when it's convenient for you.
Now, this brings up an interesting question, and I really wish we'd have brought this up earlier. We may need to do another podcast on this. What do you do when someone weaponizes their own triggers?
But that's the thing. If you weaponizing your own triggers, that's weak.
Right.
Because now you're using, because my thing of it is, it's not so much as a weakness, but that you are my sense, that you can trigger my sensitivities towards you. Now, mind you, I'm far from emotional, but for those who I care about, I'm highly sensitive because I want them to do better. But when you weaponize when you weaponize your triggers,
right
against me, when you use that against me, are you really for me?
Mm-hmm.
Because to use that is a form of manipulation when I'm going to react because I want you to be okay. Mm-hmm. To me, that's fucked up, and that is sad, and that is a level, not only a level of manipulation, but you have learned me enough to know how I'm going to react to that.
Right.
And to use that against me for your benefit says a lot about you. You have no integrity when it comes to us.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And and it's almost like the negative of having a soulmate is that you have some people who are just not mature, and they can use those buttons, they can use those triggers, and they can use it in a way to not say, hey, don't do this, or hey, I'm sensitive about this. People have a tendency who are emotionally damaged or emotionally immature. They have a way of setting up these invisible claymore mines that people have no idea that they're walking into. Right.
But that's what I don't get. Why would you set your person up for failure? It was that thing. What was that shit a couple of years ago where I'm just trying to see what happens. Mm-hmm. But they don't know that they're being tested. To me, that to me is a setup for failure. Why would you put the person that you care about? Why won't you just communicate? Mm-hmm. That comes to the compatibility part. Mm-hmm. Being able to communicate what it is that you want, your needs and desires. Mm-hmm. If I need this from you in order to thrive in our situation, our relationship, why not just communicate that to you? Why set you up to fail of some shit you know nothing about? It's just like expecting employees to know your expectations and then dinging them for not knowing.
Facts.
Bitch, I'm not a mind reader. Say what the I'm gonna go big worm with this. Boy, say what the fuck you want.
Facts. That's fact. Yeah, yeah. And because a lot of, because we're living in an age now that we're just on, for all intents and purposes, we're in the tail end of a pandemic that has killed more people than every war that has ever been on the face of the planet. Do you really think that we all have time to just sit around and play with people? You know what I mean? They'll just play with people that
don't. But however, it's 2 years ago. I think it was in either 2019 or 2018, where it was the thing of waste his and her time. You can try to waste my time if the fuck you want to, but it's not gonna turn out the way you think it is.
Right.
My time is not to be wasted. My attention is not to be wasted. If I so choose you based upon, I believe we have chemistry and connection. If the compatibility isn't there, I'm going to tell you, dude, we're not compatible. And I know most people do that compatibility thing based on zodiacs.
Right.
And that's all cool, air and fire, but it goes deeper than that. It's your willingness to want to. As I said, my end game in any relationship has never been marriage. And let me tell you why. It's never been marriage because even with that brass ring, you can get cheated on. However, what I am looking for is someone who can effectively communicate his or her wants, desires, and needs. Someone who actually knows the actual mechanics of a relationship and partnership. Someone who values that. Someone who can literally tell me, check me when I need to be checked and not be afraid because they're afraid of losing me. That's not some shit that I want. I don't need a punk bitch, a baby back bitch, as Terry Crews said in The Longest Yards. I don't need that. I need someone that's going to push me to be my greatest self, just like I will push them. I need someone that can literally walk. See, that's what she said.
Carla said,
doesn't equate that. It doesn't. But however,
I'm sorry. I'm just reading for the people on Blast Radio. Carla said, me either. Marriage does not equal happiness. True relationship does. That is
yes. So my thing of it is, if I find someone that values true partnership, commitment, and every day we wake up and choose each other, that I'm truly have that true compatibility, that connection, and that chemistry with, that knows how to communicate on all freaking levels, that is communicative of their issues with me. And I can accept that. And they can accept that, baby, it's not about you. It's about this situation. If it leads to marriage, I'm okay with that. But if it doesn't, I'm okay with that too. That understands that we still need to date each other. Every day is ever learning. And back to my gym, grow with me, don't change on me. And when I say change, I mean the essence of who you are. Fuck your representative. Give me you out the gate. Because that's the person, you is who I need to know that matches with Kels. And if it does not match with Kels, then it's no hard feelings. And it's okay to say that I don't want to anymore. It's like you feel you're going to hurt my feelings to say that this is not what you thought it was. It's hard over here, but you're going to love it over here.
At some point, man, this was a quick hour, but at some point, we really have to have the discussion on the price it takes to get to this point where you know who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it took a lot of heartache. It took a lot of disappointment within myself. It took a lot of me actually stepping back, doing that personal inventory about the shit, what I allowed to happen. Because people fail to realize that things that come into you, and I get it, some instances, after the truth is revealed, after that, you allow it to happen. Before that, when they are doing bullshit, it happened to you. After you find out and you agree with it and there is no consequences or punishment for that action, you now allow that shit to happen. So if you allow it to happen, own it. There are certain things that I allow to happen versus shit that was done to me. And I had to literally unpack that.
That's a fact. My last word to this podcast, my childhood pastor who passed away a few months ago, one of his favorite lines was, if a dog bites you the first time, that's that dog's fault. That same dog bites you again, it's your fault. You know, so there has to be some personal responsibility for the choices that you make and some consequences for the choices that you don't make.
But that's the thing. There has to be, like you said, consequences for the things that you don't make. However, there's consequences for things that you allow. It's not everybody else's fault. You played a part in accepting this shit, period. And why I say, just because I'm young doesn't mean I'm not ready. Thing of it is do you actually look within and accept the things that because I had to do that. Like, I had to realize, girl, I had to shake myself and say, you know, you've been a little bit goofy right now. You're kind of gumpish right now. You're being naive in things that you told you would happen. And yeah, I had to accept that fact, but no more. Well, thank you so much, Miss Carla. Can you show that one? Oh, there she got. And it's not that. It's just the fact that deep down inside, if you do the work, and I'm about to take us out, if you do the work to honestly sit back and take inventory of who you are, unpack all the hurt, unpack all the pain, unpack all the trauma, and actually seek help for that, then you are limitless. The problem is that people don't understand boundaries versus limitations. That will be our next topic next week.
Yo, boundary, woo! Because there is a difference, man. Why did we have to end on that?
There is a huge difference. However, there will be our topic next week. Please grow. Please understand. Please learn you at your core. Just sit back. Everything is not in a rush, but time is fleeting. So I implore you to get to know you for who you genuinely are. And thank you so much for joining in to the next conversation, the next episode of Truth, Honesty, and Transparency. Thank you so much, and good night.
Truth is love.